Today we are going to talk about connecting device in data communication. So we will discuss about three basic and most important devices. One is hub, switch and routers. So let's start. So we will talk about the features of connecting devices, advantages of connecting devices and disadvantages of connecting devices. So first device we will talk about the hub. Hub is a connecting devices with multiple connectivities, and it use the transmission mode, broadcasting mode. It will transmit all the data it receives from the multiple point, and it will serve those data to all the connected devices. So if one device want to communicate with the other device or another device, hub will transmit the data to all the connecting devices, as well as the data we want to transmit to the specific point. Rather than that, it will transmit the data to the all the connecting devices in that network. This hub is sharing same domain, so the collision may occur during the transmission. This device use hub duplex communication, so it can only transmit or receive data at a time. There is no intelligence work in this device. So here is some advantages of hub. It is a low cost and it is simple to set up, multiple connectivity and no management required, because hub are plug and play devices that do not require any management and configuration beyond basic setup. We can just buy it from the market and connect it through the LAN port. Here is some disadvantages of hub. It uses broadcasting mode, so it broadcasts all the data to the connected device, so which is led to unnecessary network traffic and slow down the network performance. Another thing is collision domain. As I said earlier, that the hub share the same collision domain, which means that the data collision can occur, resulting the retransmission of data and slower the network performances. Another disadvantage is the transmission mode is hub duplex communication, which means that devices can only transmit or receive data at a time, which can lead to the slower performance. Because of all devices connected to the hub share the same bandwidth, performance can be degraded when many devices are transmitting data simultaneously. Another thing is this technology is absolute. That means hub have largely been replaced by the switches. So next device we will talk about switch. What is the feature of switch? It is also a device with the feature of multiple connectivity, and it gives us the packet switching method, and it can save the MAC address of the connecting devices, so it can transmit the data to the specific device, not all the connected device with in the switch or in same network. So it maintain a their domain separated collision domains, so there is no chance to have the collision with the data transmission. It provide us full duplex communication, so it can transmit data simultaneously at a time. Another feature of switch is VLAN support, that is virtual LAN. Network administration can divide those LAN network and create some virtual network to make it easier to for management and security. Here is some advantages of switch. One is packet switching, another one is MAC address. Switch can learn MAC address. It maintains a MAC address table of the device connected to each of its port, allowing it to forward data only to the correct destination device, improving network performance. As it is not used in the broadcasting mode, it is used unicast mode. Collision domain separation, each port on a switch has its own collision domain. So which means that data can be sent and received simultaneously on different ports without collisions. Another advantage of switch is full duplex communication. It provides us the full duplex communication, which means that the data can transmit and receive at the same time. Another important topic is VLAN support. Many switches support virtual LANs, which enable network administration to logically divide a physical network into multiple virtual networks, improving security and network management. It provides us the higher bandwidth. Switches typically offer higher bandwidth than the hubs, allowing for faster transfer rate. Some disadvantage of switch is high cost, the complex configurations, potential for network congestion. Congestion means at the same time the congested may occur because of there is too many devices connected to the single switch, or traffic is not properly managed. Network complexity, advanced switch configuration and setup can be complex and require specialized knowledge and expertise. Limited scalability, while switches can handle larger network than hubs, there is still a limit to the number of devices that can be connected to the single switch before network performance is affected. So another important device is router. It is called the mother of the network. First features of the router is network addressing. So it maintains the routing procedure. So it contains the network address. It has the feature of packet forwarding. It can forward the packet in the nearest node. And it maintains a routing table in a specific network. It can share the data with the multiple LAN network. It provides the network segmentation, network address translation. It can translate the private network IP to the public network IP. Firewall functionality, which provide the security. Quality of service, QoS support. That means it can prioritize the type of data we want to transmit. It can prioritize those data, which can ensure the high data rate transmission. Some advantage of router is network segmentation. Router can be used to segment a large network into smaller subnetwork, improving network performance and security. Then router can do packet filtering, which can improve our network security. It provides us the scalability, which means router can handle large networks and more traffic than switch or hubs, making them suitable to enterprise level networks. So we can see that the router will route the data with the different network. Wide area network support. The routers can connect multiple LANs to form a WAN, allowing the communication across different geographic locations. So it can provide a large number of network connected with each other. Quality of service support. Router can prioritize the certain type of traffic such as video, voice, to ensure that they are given priority over less important traffic. So we can transmit the data in high rate when it is the data type is voice or videos, because we need the transfer rate very fast. So we can prioritize those data traffic over less important traffic. So network address translation, NAT. Routers can often use NAT to translate private IP address used in the local network into a single public IP address. It can be used on the internet. Redundancy and failover. Routers can be figured to provide redundancy and failover, ensuring the network continues to flow even in the event of hardware failure. Here is some disadvantages of router. The cost is the most costly than switch and hubs. Configuration complexity. It is complex to configure and manage and need the particular configuring knowledge and for large and complex network. Limited bandwidth, like other network device, routers have limited on amount of bandwidth they can provide, particularly when handling large amount of traffic. Network congestion, router can become congested if too much traffic is being sent through them, leading to the degraded network performance. That means there may be more traffic in the network, and we have uh, more connected networks which is exceed the limitation or which is exceed the ability of any router, then it will create some congestion. Security conscious router can be vulnerable to attacks, particularly if they are not properly secured or configured. So here is we discussed about three important devices in the network. One is hub, another one is switch, and router. Thank you, everyone.